Okay. The next slide or chart. It's also a window into the omnipresence, but it's from a viewpoint like one of our viewpoints. This is an eye, this is an eye, this is an eye. It's all the same eye, but from a different point of view, okay? 3 different points.
Okay.
The first viewpoint is from God's all-inclusive reality. So in other words, this is unity. That's the state. God's all-inclusive reality is unity. It has intuitive knowing. It's a wholeness, and you're seeing true cause and effect. So in other words, God is a cause, and His creation so far is these points of light that we are. So it's all just, it is all spirit right there. And these are states of being. This is a state of non-manifestation, or it's an unmanifest state. It's invisible spirit, and it is the cause of absolutely everything in this point, okay?
Okay.
In unity. The next one is the one that we appear to live fully, because this is duality, okay? And duality has veiled unity from our birth to where we are now. And actually, this duality is fading because it's a dream state within another dream state. But this one is, it's a manifest state of physical creation, and it is a visible effect of cause. Okay? It's visible and tangible, where this is invisible and intangible. And it is a viewpoint of physical reality alone. Okay? And we rely on our body senses to find our way around this state of duality. And okay, it's a dream state. Like I said, it's illusion. It's not real. Okay, and that's why it's incomplete. It's not wholeness like that. It's incomplete because of separation from God and separation, everything one from another. Every one of us is separate from everything else. Everything is separate from everything else. It means there's space and time involved. We're actually here, there is no space and time. This is only where space and time exists. And everything that is created in this reality is called a secondary cause. It's created from our intelligence, okay? Like we make things, we invent things. We get the inspiration from our Creator, but we make it into form here through our own doingness, right? This third one is total delusion. This is where humanity, it's within duality, as you can see, but it's where humanity has sort of gone off the rocker. Like they are in a state of unconsciousness, but they're still alive and walking. They have no idea what they're doing. Okay, so a viewpoint of being completely outside of oneself. So we're not present in this state of being, and we're not minding our own business. We may be, like, I had an experience of being with a girlfriend, and for some reason or other, we're always at involved with her friends, her family, everything to do with her life. And I don't know how I got involved in that. It's like I was out of place, totally out of place. I was totally in a delusionary state because we had not gotten involved with my family or my friends or anything like that. It was always, she was leading the show, in other words. I let her do it. Okay, so we're totally blind, and most times we're a victim of anything that goes on in their lives.
Yeah, it would be an interesting research project to find out a percentage of, who's where.
Yeah, there's probably research already done, right? So they're lost in illusion. They don't even see this as reality. They're sort of off in their own state of awareness. This is this is Ramtha's creation.
Okay.
He's a being from Lemuria, 35,000 years ago, and he came and he was channeled by J.Z. Knight in Yelm, Washington State, and he basically taught us human beings what life is about. And this is his pyramid with levels of energy and corresponding levels of consciousness. So when you're in this consciousness, you're dealing with these kind of energies. We are at the bottom in these last three states. It's almost like these are the first three dimensions, but there's more than 7 dimensions anyway. This is point 0 is where you enter the spiritual realm. Although we're included in spirit, it's where you enter. It's like we're in a state of unity here. This pyramid is within unity, all these consciousness, but they're levels of conscious from a high frequency state of being to a low frequency state of being, and that's what that is.
So this would be more like physical, emotional, mental, and then stepping into the higher states of love.
Okay, you got conscious and awareness here,
Okay.
social consciousness here,
Okay.
and subconscious here.
Okay.
So it's all,
Okay. So
To do
then
with
it's
mental.
super conscious, hyper conscious.
yeah, it's all body, mind, and soul and spirit are all involved in these points of contact. The body is only involved. Physicality only goes up to include conscious awareness. In a bridge consciousness, you're starting to get into the spiritual realm of things, the super consciousness, hyper consciousness, ultra consciousness. So this is the infinite unknown. Gamma rays are in this state of X-rays are here. Ultraviolet blue, I'm not sure what that is. Visible light, you know what that is? It's actually a spectrum. Infrared is, you can see with red light, right? You can see the infrared spectrum when you have red light going.
Okay.
Hertzian is the basic energy of physical reality. And so involution, the evolution and the involution and evolution of consciousness is what this is about, these lines. When we come from spirit and we go into physical reality, that's involution. We become a child, a baby, and then we grow up through this period of duality in the now. We grow up to become an adult, and at the same time we're heading back in an evolutionary sense of the word by finding out who we are, raising our level of consciousness vibration, and to that point where we can ascend back into spirit. So this is a designated thing by the Creator, because one of his light beings wanted to experience life within his creation. Okay, and the Creator chose the human body as being the subject to experience life within your creation. And more people thought it was a good idea, more spiritual beings thought it was a good idea, so that's why we have so many, how many billion? 8 billion now? 8 billion people. So this thing is actually divinely orchestrated, this whole thing. And planet Earth has been quarantined because it is the only place within the universe that this is occurring. The Earth was created specifically for us, with nature and everything available to us as a human being. The animals are all cooperating with us. All the plants are cooperating with us. All the elementals are cooperating with us. It's all divinely orchestrated. Right? The Creator is still observing us, knowing who is having a good time and who's not. But because we have free will, none of our helpers, our guides, ascended masters, angels, cannot help us unless we ask. And usually you don't have to ask verbally. Sometimes you can think it. They're conscious of whatever we're thinking, whatever we're saying, whatever we're doing, everything. Okay, so you can find a way to, even if you say to yourself, "Oh, I wish I was out of this reality," or something. "I just want to die." I've heard somebody say that recently. God. Well, it's because she's having such a hard time. Anyway, that's a method of asking, is just make it known that you're not happy here.
Yeah. My friend always says, "Teach me, show me, tell me. Just ask your angels and guides." And I always tell people that are kind of not really into the realm of asking, even Creator, but angels and guides, that what's it gonna kill you just to ask? Ask and look for a message, or wait for a response, or open up your mind to that awareness.
Really, you don't have to know about spirit in order to ask. You just have to make a decision in your own mind that you want help, and that's enough. That's asking.
Oh.
It's like, you know what you want, but if you've got nobody around you to help, it's almost like an automatic response to talk to God. "God, help me," is the first thing you say, right? That's asking. So if somebody who doesn't know anything else about spirit or God, or doesn't have any friends to help, if they're totally alone, if they feel totally alone, they can still, "God, please help me. God." There's other words they say too. Okay, are we done? You have any questions? I think it's pretty straightforward. It's just, it's hard to know what level you're at unless
So this is the third level of
it's conscious
3D.
awareness.
3D, that's what you call that, right?
Yeah.
Right, and that would be moving into the higher 4-dimensional. I hear a lot of people talk about moving up and ascending into the 5th dimension, like it's,
Right. As if they know about it.
Yeah.
Somebody's told them something about it. So it's like, "Oh, is that a possibility?" Okay.
Yeah, so I'm quite curious to learn more about transcending and or ascending. It's not transcending, it would be ascending maybe more so.
You
The
transcend a state of being, basically. You move into another state of being,
Yeah.
but ascension is transcending everything. It's when you become a master of social consciousness. You become a master of the physical reality. In other words, you know how to manipulate it, how to get whatever you want instantaneously, just by asking for it. You know what's available, you know how to ask, and you do it. And you become a master of social consciousness. You become a master of the physical environment. This is still within the window of omnipresence. But if you read the whole line and down, the observer is the I that is the self-awareness of the Creator, first of all. But the observer is also the I that is the self-awareness of every human being. Animals don't call themselves I. Plants don't call themselves I. We are the only ones. Okay. I exist, I am, I have life. And you can also say, because I am, I can, and I will. Those are all things you can say that are empowering. I can is very empowering. When you say I can't, you're throwing your power away.
That was one of my mottos last year was I can and I will, just watch me.
Right, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so I am life, first and foremost, and always. I am that I am, entirely. I am that I am being. In other words, you're creating here. When you're being something different, you're creating. Okay? When you're I am that I am, you're being your divine self. So I am consciousness. I am divine energy. These are all true. I am oneness. I am wholeness. That's when you're talking about unity. You're talking about the omnipresence. So I am unity. I am thought, word, belief, all-knowing, light, intelligence, attitude, demeanor, aspiration, inspiration, attention, integrity, and divinity. This is where you're defining yourself, because this is your divine self. Belief doesn't really fit in there, but because it belongs in duality, it's not a truism. Thought is usually true unless you're in a negative space of mind, and other thoughts come into that are created originally by humanity are still in the ethers, and you can attract those as well. You can attract the good and the bad in duality, so you can attract good thoughts, and you can attract other than good thoughts.
Other than?
Yeah.
Less than good.
So we should talk about this attraction thing, right? Because
Okay.
attraction is the engine of life. It is the orchestrator of everything that goes on. Because basically, the energy that you put out, no matter whether it's in your thought, your word, belief, all-knowing, whether it's whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, whatever you're being, that energy becomes your signature vibration of who you've become. You may not be aware of all the things you've included in that, but it is your overall energy signature, and that goes out into the universe, into your environment, and comes back to you with the same type of energy. So you can actually see what you're doing in life. If you got evil people coming back at you, you know you've got evil going out. If you see love coming back to you in many forms, then you know that you're a loving being and you're having a good life. And there's a whole bunch between those two examples, right? You're creating everything, and you're creating it with this. The law of attraction is taking care of the energy that goes from you and comes back to you. You don't actually have to give physically to anybody or anything. If you're giving unconditional love to everybody, it's going out automatically from you into your reality, and it's coming back to you in other forms of unconditional love.
Makes me think of calling it affirmations from the universe, when you get a lot of good back, and then it affirms what's going on the inside, right?
Yeah. So to get back to this measles thing that the society is talking about today, when you're in fear of measles because of the bad things that people say it does to you, especially doctors and well-meaners, when you're in fear of measles, that energy goes out from you and comes back with measles, because the fear will bring it to you. If you had love for measles, that would also go for you and come back. But that won't happen. It doesn't happen that you could love measles, right?
Well, so it's mind over matter, I guess.
Mind is also always over matter. It's a different state of on this physical matter is it's the lowest state of effect. Okay, mind is at the level of creation. Right? You're creating with your mind. Your thoughts create everything. Your thoughts and your words, your beliefs, your demeanor, attitude, your aspirations, they all are the creative elements of yourself. So where do we get to? So I wanted to say, So that's how everybody is creating their own reality, because they're thinking certain things that become your state of mind, and it becomes your state of being, and becomes your state of reality. And the law of attraction takes care of all of that, because it's all affecting your vibratory state, which goes out into the universe and comes back to oneself. So that's why if you are afraid of measles and you're dwelling on it, you're giving it attention, anything you give attention to in your consciousness, you're going to create. But it's focused attention that will bring it right to you right now. It's like,
And where was the outbreak?
well, it's been on the news, so the outbreak could be anywhere.
Okay, I haven't seen the news, so.
Okay, well, it's locally in Vancouver, I guess, other places, but it doesn't matter where it is. If you hear it on the news, and that's countrywide, even in the United States, and people hear of it and they have a fear of it, it activates the fear within you and causes you to have it. So it can pop up. They're trying to see where it's coming from, where people are touching other people or breathing on them or whatever. But that has nothing to do with. Everything is created. Everything that occurs with us is created. And we are the creators with our thoughts. So,
So think smart, people.
I want to bring that into their consciousness so they'll start to think about what kind of energy they're in. Are they in fear? Like our duality is a state of fear, basically. When you have polarities and you're separate from everything else, like you have to make friends, you have to make an effort to make friends, instead of knowing that you're a brother and sister in spirit. You're actually one with everyone. In other words, you are the same thing. All spirit is the same. It's all oneness, it's wholeness.
Well, that has to do with reverence. You have to have an understanding of a creator that is supreme over all of the planet in order to grasp that concept of having brothers and sisters everywhere among us.
Yeah, you have to know that the omnipresence is the oneness. We exist within that omnipresence, and it encompasses the whole earth. It encompasses the whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
something that really helped me to manage my emotional reaction to reality is I took some training on mindfulness. I don't know if you have any mindfulness awareness, but that helps us to stay connected.
Yeah, everybody does.
Everybody does. Just like everybody has that opportunity to channel, right? That it's within us, but you just have to tune your awareness to it.
Or listen. Because at certain states of being, we will automatically be tuned in and we'll start to receive something because Spirit takes any opportunity to get to us, to get our attention.
Yeah, it's just, we were talking about how when we're performing music or dancing or doing yoga, we're connected to that source and we feel like we're in the flow, we feel expressive.
That's right.
And it's really nice to be coming alive in these moments where you can recognize that that's when you just feel totally connected and nourished from source and your surroundings, and everything's kind of almost moving at that same rhythm of calm and
so getting on with this. I am love. Okay. I am loving. I'm in love. These are very powerful statements, right? Very, very powerful. And I am unconditionally loving is even more powerful. Joyousness is essential for our well-being on every level. That's why playfulness is meant to be. Did I put it in here?
Youthfulness, I don't see playfulness.
Oh, well.
I've been doing my I am statements every morning now. It's something I learned through life coaching, and I always ask other people to overcome their limited beliefs as well by coming up with, what do you think negatively about? What's preventing you from reaching your ideal lifestyle? And then affirming on the other side the opposite of that negative.
In other
Yeah.
words, replacing the negative with the positive.
With a positive, and then you affirm them in the morning, and it's really empowering, especially when you start to sink into a negative thought pattern, to just go, okay, I can take control of this. This is all in my mind right now, you know. And then you can take it to those next levels of acceptance and peace and love and, you know, abundance. I'm playful.
It helps to set an intention as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like intend to make the change, to be more happy, to be more prosperous, to be more joyful, to be more youthful. You know, you can change the state of your body. You could be 70 or 80 years old or something and still have the youth of a 20-year-old.
So set an intention.
Absolutely.
With your I am statements.
Okay, so serenity is I like the word serenity. Peacefulness is fine, but serenity is more beautiful as far as I'm concerned. Purity, perfection, we are always all these things. Even though, like, people say we are imperfect. Well, that's their belief. That's their claim, whatever. Beauty, beautifulness is one with love. The two go hand in hand, like they're corresponding energies. And so is youthfulness. We are all powerful, but it's the Creator that does all the works. Okay, we have to intend, we are the director of our experience, but the Creator is the one with the power that lives within us and through us. Okay, so we have to acknowledge that power, revere our own power, revere all that we are as divinity, as light and love, and be thankful, be appreciative. And we are also omnipresent, because we are holographic images and likeness of the wholeness. We have the ability to move anywhere in the omnipresence. But that usually is when we have ascended. Then as spirit, we can go anywhere. If we have to take our physical body, we have to learn how to dematerialize it and then rematerialize it. Okay, we are all these things. We are part of infinity. We are part of eternality. We are both infinite and eternal. We're creative consciousness and energy. That is our nature. So this is all that God is, that we are the same, because we are aspects of God. So I am the Creator, life itself as God, as all that is. I am also a creator as a human being. I am life itself, as a human being, as a divine human being, as all that is. I am reality as all-encompassing spiritual substance. My creations in reality are my children. My creations within unity. My creations in dream state or illusion are the universe and all within it. So this is in duality. My dream state in duality. In reality, we are spirit. In our dream state, we are in duality. Well, spirit is unity. Okay, we were talking about unity and duality before. From the divine, all-encompassing medium of spirit, a perspective of the omnipresence, omnipotence, and omniscience of the oneness and wholeness of God, being the essence, expression, and experience of all life. So this is all consciousness and energy. This is all consciousness and energy. So our main energy is love. Our basic energy is love. Consciousness is our awareness, our aliveness, and our ability to think and with thought create. That's what our consciousness is about. And love is all these divine energies that we are blessed with. They are inherent to our beingness. So, do you want to go through them all?
Sure, you can go through a few of them. I know with altruism, I still haven't looked that up, so I'm not sure about what that means.
Okay, well, we explained before. You know what truth is? Okay, this is altruism.
Oh,
Altruism is a feeling of being on the highest realm of the ladder as far as truth goes. It's an altruistic idea, altruistic state of being, that kind of thing.
Okay. So love is the feminine and consciousness is the masculine. Is that how it was?
Consciousness is the light of intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
and which is also the intelligence is the doing, the idea that you have to do something. Your state of being is your energy of love, basically. But it includes, like they're
They work
corresponding.
together. Mm-hmm.
They are part of oneness. Okay, they cannot be separated and be effective. Because consciousness is totally about life, and love is the basis of life.
It's nice to, have these to go over in your mind, right? Like it's a good.
Okay, essentially, the greatest aspects of love is acceptance, allowingness, appreciation. Like appreciation, acceptance, allowingness, respect, reverence.
They move you closer towards.
Yeah, that is really close to love. All these other ones like adoration, admiration, affection, altruism, ardor, aspiration, beauteousness, blissfulness, brotherhood, caring, co-creativity, companionship. Those are all aspects of love in different situations and different levels of awareness and consciousness. So there's quite a few, and actually there's more than that, right? Anything that one can think of that feels good has a sense of being in this realm of the omnipresence, right?